Hi, my name's Stephanie. I'm coming to you from Aligned Movement Studios today to offer you a short intro to my Hatha yoga class. At Aligned for this session, I'm going to be teaching 2 yoga classes. One on Thursday mornings at 7:45, so nice wake up to the day, and that is a Hatha flow class. And then I also teach on Thursday evenings a restorative flow class. So I just wanted to do a brief intro to the differences between those 2 classes. So restorative yoga is meant to be deep, relaxing stretches, focusing on breath and maintaining a pose to release more fully into the posture. It's a great way for us to wind down at the end of the day, to get into deeper areas of tension, to let go of the stress of the day, and also to prepare ourselves for sleep. So I really enjoy offering that class in the evenings on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. It's an hour long. We finish off with a nice long Shavasana, and if you're doing it from home, I offer you the option to take that Shavasana pose even in bed. So a really nice way to wind down for the day. Our Hatha flow class is a little different. It's a lot more heat building. I like to do a flowy warm-up, and then we go into some stronger postures, often standing postures that we hold for a longer period of time. I enjoy the Hatha class because we get to find some depth into these poses and connect more fully into our body, creating strength as well as awareness with our ranges of motion. We also finish off that class with a light Shavasana, so we do a few more postures at the end to cool down on the mat, sort of lying down, those nice deeper stretches at that time. And it's really a great way to start your day, working with that breath connection and movement, getting the body moving first thing, so many benefits to that. So I hope you enjoy this short class, Hatha Flow, and that you join me for future classes to wake yourself up on Thursday mornings. Let's get started. So we are going to start standing with feet hip distance apart, connect down into your feet, and let's start to come into our breath, just letting our hands hang heavy. You're going to take a few nice deep breaths just into the body, noticing the quality of your breath in this moment, right where you are in the space that you are. So there's no forcing the breath, no expectation of what the breath should or shouldn't be. And what you'll find is as you become aware of your breath and you bring your attention here, your breath will naturally begin to deepen and soften on its own. It wants to be in your body. The body is exhilarated by our breath, and it helps facilitate a deeper awareness. Once you've found that connection to breath, we are going to start to deepen it with that more control. So I want you to breathe down into your belly. Let your belly expand, remove any holding in this space, and draw your inhale into the belly. And then as you exhale, belly draws in towards the spine so you can really fully empty your container on your exhale. You're going to inhale, let your belly expand, draw the breath down, and exhale, draw the belly button gently towards the spine. Doesn't have to be a core activation here, just a nice subtle movement through the belly. Continue to maintain your awareness of the breath in your body, noticing the quality of these spaces that your breath moves into. Good, and we're going to keep drawing down to the belly, but now also expand that inhale into your ribs. So feel your ribs expand in all directions, side ribs opening, back ribs expanding. And then as you exhale, soften the spaces between your ribs and gently draw the belly in. So that expanding through the belly, through the ribs. And as you exhale, softening to contract through the ribs, through the belly. And keeping that connection and movement through the belly, through your rib cage, we're now going to also breathe up into the chest. So your belly expands, your ribs open, and you feel like your breath is filling your chest, expanding or spreading the front of the chest along the clavicle. So you've got a nice full container right to the top. Exhale, let the tension drain, your chest softens, your rib cage melts, and your belly draws in. So we fill our container with breath all the way to the top, and then as you exhale, empty your container all the way to the bottom. We're going to take 3 more full breaths here. Really see if you can find that whole container on this final cycle of breath. Wonderful. And we're going to keep that nice full breath going, and now we're going to add in a little pranayama. So this is a breath technique that we're using through our practice. It's called a ujjayi pranayama, and it's when you create a little restriction at the back of your throat. It's both for the inhale and your exhale. It sounds a little like this. Sort of like the sound of a wave crashing on the beach, sort of resonating within the head for you. And it might be a sound that really expands outward from you, or it might be something just sort of stays internal and only you're aware of. So this ujjayi pranayama helps to move the heat that we're going to build up and out of the body. And it also facilitates the ability for us to stay connected with our breath and our body as we move. All right, let's get into the asana or movement part of this practice. We're going to maintain that breath connection as we move. So coming with your feet to the top of your mat, if you're not there already, once again, hip distance apart, we're going to inhale, lift up through the arms, lift through the chest, and as you exhale, bring your palms down through your heart center and slowly round your spine. So you're going to tuck your chin around your spine, fold at your hips, and then release your hands to hang. We're coming into that forward fold position that you might be familiar with. And we're going to hang just for a moment here. Let the head hang. Notice the gentle traction that gravity gives your spine, little spaces between each vertebra. You can keep the knees soft here for the moment, letting belly soften onto your thighs. Hands might come to the floor or not. If they come to the shins or the thighs, that's okay too. We'll take 1 more breath here. And then as you exhale, thread your tailbone down, roll up through your spine, stacking nice and tall, shoulders, neck, and head coming up last. Good, now we're going to press down through the feet, activate up the legs, imagine lifting right up out of your pelvis, all the way out through your crown of your head. Your body is lifted and rooted. We once again inhale, reach up. As you exhale, palms come down through heart center. This time we're going to keep the spine long, fold forward, creasing at the hips. And once you've come as far as you can, bring your hands to your shins. You're going to inhale, lengthen your spine, tailbone and crown of your head level with the floor. Exhale, fold. Good, hands come back to shins or thighs. Inhale, lengthen to lift halfway. Belly draws to the spine here to activate. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Last 2 like this. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. If you can lift halfway with hands to the mat, you're welcome to do so. Exhale, fold. Now bend your knees deeply and then exhale, extend the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, belly comes to the thighs. Exhale, extend as you fold. Last 2. Excellent. And then we're gonna bend the knees deeply, sink your weight back into your heels, and begin to lift your chest, lifting your arms. Hands can be out in line with the shoulders, or you can lift up along the ears. Sort of think of drawing the belly in. Keep sinking your sit bone back as you sit into your chair. One more breath here. And then with your next exhale, palms come down to your heart center, and we're gonna twist towards the left knee. So you're gonna draw your right elbow to the left knee. As you twist here, I want you to just check in with that right knee, draw it back, make sure it's not reaching forward from the left. They're nice and parallel to one another. Press into your palms, twist through your belly, one more breath. And then we inhale, come back. Exhale, come to the opposite side. So twisting left elbow to right knee. Again, check with that opposite knee. So left knee is drawing back instead of pressing forward. Breathe into the belly here. Keep sinking bum down and back. And inhale, lift all the way tall. Exhale, we fold once again, hinging at the hips. Keep the legs long if you can. And then hands come down to the mat. From here, and if you need to, you can bend knees to bring them down. We're going to step back with the left foot. So take one big step back. You want the left heel lifted here, so we're pressing down onto the ball of the feet. If you feel unstable, heel toe your right foot just a little bit wider. So a wider stance gives you more stability. Press down into the feet, activate up the legs, and float up with the upper body as we reach through the arms. Inhale. With your exhale, lunge a little deeper. Good. We're going to try to stay nice and tall through the spine here. See if you can stay lifted through that back leg, so active through the heel as you sink down through the front knee. Nice, that Ujjayi breath will help you move the heat that's starting to build up in the legs. One more breath here. And then we once again bring palms down through heart center, and we're gonna twist towards the right knee this time. So use your exhale to twist. Now you can stay in this upward position with the upper body. You're twisting here. If you want more depth, you can hook the left elbow over the right knee. Pressing into the palms and still activating through that back leg. So a little more depth in the twist than when we're in an upright position, but still upright is an option. See if you can draw that belly button in towards your spine with your exhale. Let that belly expand on the inhale. You feel it press into your thigh if you're in that folded position. One more breath here. And then we're going to come out by coming back through center, lifting the arms. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bring your hands down to the mat, framing your foot, and then press down into your left hand. We're going to twist once again, opening the right hand up to the sky. We twist towards the right knee. Keep hugging your right knee in so that it's in line with your hip. Keep pressing out through your back heel. One more breath. And then your right hand comes back to the mat. We're going to tent the fingers here. So fingers on the mat, palm lifted, and then this way you can step your right foot back. We come into our downward dog position. So in a V shape here, you're going to press your arms so that you're pressing away from the floor. See if you can give that movement through the belly, and then drop your heels down towards the mat. One more breath here. With your inhale, lift your gaze towards the top edge of your mat. Slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands as you come into your forward fold. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine to lift halfway. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Hands now are down to the mat. You can bend the knees to get there, and we're going to step back with our right foot. Taking a step back, lengthen through that right leg. Inhale, lift up, pressing nice and actively through the feet. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Nice. Really activating up those legs. See how low you can go. Keep lifting that back heel. Keep that back hamstring nice and active. And then exhale, palms come down through heart center. Inhale here. And with your exhale, we're going to twist towards the left knee. Good. Now stay nice and stable through that lower body. You can stay working here, or you can hook the right elbow over the left knee. Twisting a little deeper through the torso here. Keep that back leg active. Let your belly move. One more breath. We come up with the inhale, lengthen through the arms, and then exhale, palms come down to the mat. Right hand presses down. We're gonna exhale, lift the left fingertips to the sky, rotating through the torso. Don't let that left knee fall out. Squeeze the left knee in. One more breath here. And hands come down to frame the foot. We once again tent those fingers. Step back to your downward dog position, pressing the heels. Now we're just gonna walk the dog. So bend one knee and then the other. Getting a little bit more movement through those legs. And then actively press heels down towards the floor. We're gonna hold in this downward dog for 3 more breaths. Think of pressing down with your heels and as if your shins are moving backwards towards the back edge of the mat. Last full breath here. And then slowly bend your knees to lower them down to the mat. We come into a tabletop position. Here we'll move through a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, take your tailbone to lift. Shine your belly, imagine drawing your heart forward. And with your exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, let your head drop down. Two more breaths here. When that final breath is complete for you, you're gonna take your knees back towards your heel, or your hips towards your heels. Taking your knees a little wider if that feels good. And then soften your upper body down, releasing down towards the floor, maybe touching the forehead down if that's accessible, or you can even stack palms, rest the forehead onto the palms. If this really does not feel available or comfortable for you, you're welcome to keep those hips lifted and just release the upper body down to the mat. And or any other stretch that feels good. So in this child's pose, we're allowing the body to settle. And if it feels suitable to you, you can let that Ujjayi pranayama go and just start breathing once again naturally in and out through the nose. Noticing the breath in your body. If you found you've built up a lot of heat or there's excess tension that you're wanting the body to move, that Ujjayi breath can be maintained here. Think of this space as a grounding space, a space for you to let go of that flowing practice, to ground your energy. And then we'll slowly draw up through to seated, and we're just going to make our way onto our backs. I would be amiss if I didn't include even a short shavasana at the end of our yoga practice. So come to lie down onto your back, and in our shavasana or corpse pose, we support ourselves on our back and come into a neutral space for the body. Now, arms are just slightly away from the body with palms turned upward. And you're going to take your legs long along the mat and just let your toes roll open to the side. This will allow your legs to be nice and relaxed. Palms are turned upward as an opportunity for us to just really receive the practice that we've worked through. Often in this pose, as the body begins to settle and relax, the mind can become active. And so I love to engage you in finding spaces where you can quiet the mind. bringing your awareness possibly just to the subtle rise and fall of your chest, that movement of breath in and out of your body. Or your awareness to the darkness behind your eyes. I like a visual for my mind to focus on. And as you rest here, just know as well that the mind will wander. There's not a space where we can fully control the mind. But the key is to bring awareness of this wandering and to draw the mind back, which is why it's nice to have something to bring the mind back to. So as you're focusing on your breath, your thoughts may start to wander here. And then once you become aware that you are having wandering thoughts, come back to that awareness of your breath. If you can, allow your whole body to be heavy, to be relaxed here. And I'll invite you to take a really nice, full and deep breath into the body, filling your container. And then opening your mouth, and with your exhale, letting something go through a sigh. You might take that one more time, a nice deep breath in. And let something go through an open mouth. Bringing a little wiggle of your fingers and toes. I invite you to bend your knees, roll over onto your right side. And using your top hand, press yourself up to a seated position. Will only be a moment, but legs do not need to be crossed here. So I'll just invite you to bring palms to your heart center. Take a moment, notice your breath, and as you do, just imagine that you're breathing in gratitude. Gratitude for your body, gratitude for your health, gratitude for the time you took to listen and breathe. And know that I'm sending you my gratitude for joining me in this short practice today. It was my pleasure to share it with you. Namaste.